Hi, this is Dustine from Two Lucky Cats, and today I'd like to talk to you about making a Valentine ornament. As you can see, we have a tree here decorated with the hearts and flower ornament and also two different versions of the Valentine ornament. I even made a tree topper. So, let's get started and I'll tell you how to make the ornament. Alright, let me show you the two different versions I made of the heart. And the one version is beaded. The top heart is beaded. And when I do the beading, with a heart, I usually start right here in the corner, and then I'll just go back from one side, back and forth from one side to the other. And what I do is just do the one side of the heart and then go finish the other side back and forth till I'm back up here on the other side. And personally, I just found that the easiest way to do. Now, the other version is, I thought it would be fun to put some of the sayings that they have on the candy hearts. So I found the optimum number of letters is 3 across and then 1 down here. And then I just beaded around and outlined the heart. And then I wrote the sayings on with the disappearing marker. And then I just outlined it in stitching using the running stitch. Now, let me just show you, when I do the stitching around to outline the heart, you just have to make one running stitch, and then you have to have a separate stitch for the bead to make sure it stays in place. Oops, what did I do here? I put the bead on the bottom. That wasn't what I wanted to do. There we go. Put the bead on the top. And then just continue on. I mean, this is just the look I was going for, but you can make bigger stitches or randomly bead it in between running stitches. And then, like I say, just write, when you're done beading it, you can write the lettering on. Now, if you do decide to use like a medium heart on a bigger heart, you can probably get at least one more letter across here and 2 down here. Now, I'd like to give people choices because I know people have differing amounts of time to spend on a project. So if you want to reduce the amount of hearts that you have to cut out, you can always just decorate one side. Or again, like I say, you might just want to choose to do 2 hearts instead of 3. And one of the hearts I made that just involves using 2 hearts is these little hearts that I think are cute. And it's just a small heart on the medium heart. Now, once you have both hearts decorated, of course, it's time to sew the 2 hearts together to form the ornament. And I always start with an ornament. I always start by attaching the hanger. And here I've used a baker's cord, but you can just use either just a thin piece of felt, or you can use a ribbon. So when I attach it, I just start in between the 2 hearts, and I bring the stitch up and then go through to the other side, and then come back up again and go over the stitch a few times, and then I'll start with the overcast stitch, and I'll do that a few times to make sure I secure the hanger. And then I just continue around and up the side of the heart until I have an opening. It's about this big. And then I stuff the ornament with fiberfill. And then I continue on to the other side and do a few more overcast stitch to secure the other side of the hanger and the ornament, and just knot it every time you do the 2 or 3 stitches. And that completes the ornament. The last thing I wanted to explain to you is how to make the tree topper. So what you're going to need is some 16 gauge craft wire, and you should have a piece about 14 inches long. It'll probably be a little bit longer than you need, but it's better to have it longer than too short. So what you want to do, you start by taking the wire and wrap it about 4 times around something about the size of a C battery. And then you bend the wire straight up like that. Then put a couple beads on, and then you want to decorate the hearts, the heart that you're going to use, or the hearts, both sides, the same way you did for the ornaments. And then you're going to sew it together. But instead of starting here at the top, like I do when you put the hanger on, I started here at the bottom. And I sewed around here, and then I stopped right here in the center and knotted it off, and then I used the overcast stitch to sew again down at the other side. And then I just let the thread on, because once you put it all together, I put a couple more overcast stitches on both sides to help secure it. Now, put a couple beads on here, and then put the wire up through the opening in the bottom, and then up through the opening in the top that you left when you constructed the ornament. Then put a few more beads on, and then what I did was I just took a bamboo skewer. If the wire's too long, just cut it off, and then just wrap the end piece, which is probably going to be maybe about this long, around a bamboo skewer. And if it's still too long, you can always cut it off. And then just bend it over. And this just will help secure everything to the wire. And that's all there is. Oh, one more thing. When you put it on the top, now this goes on the top of the branch that sticks out at the top of the tree, but you're probably going to have to pinch the top loop here a little bit closer, so it'll help it stand upright on the top of your tree. So that's all there is to making a tree topper. I hope you enjoyed making our project. Please come back and see us soon at twoluckycats.com.